yourself to be a good gift wrapper. There's the ribbons, there's the bows. We've got tons of examples right here. And you can do a lot to dress it up.
Yeah, you sure can. We've called in an expert gift wrapper. Gina Tepper is here to show us a few of her tricks of the trade. Good to have you, Gina. It's the time of the year, right?
Yes, definitely. What I want to show you is how to wrap these beautiful gifts without spending a lot of money.
You do such an awesome job. I mean, just looking at this one right here, this looks like something you would pay for to get done. It's beautiful.
Well, it's got jewels on top of it. Look
That's
at
great because I actually made that for you.
Oh, well, perfect. Thank you.
And I made one for you too.
You know, it's beautiful.
So tell us how you did this.
This is really easy, actually. First of all, the one thing I want to say is the key to professional gift wrapping is the wrapping of the box.
Okay.
Now, if your box is lumpy, I consider it your canvas for gift wrapping. If it's lumpy and crooked, or you know how sometimes you have the extra paper and you have to cut it? That is the first thing. And I wanted to show you real quick how you do this. The key for me is the measuring of the paper.
Okay, so get a good sturdy box like what you have in your hand.
Right, or anything that you have. I mean, if you have a rectangle box, I'm just going to show you the rectangle for just for the sake of this. If you measure it, and this is inexpensive paper. I bought this roll for $1. I just want to show you inexpensive so you could still wrap it pretty. It has to be 2 inches longer than to go around the box, and the measurement of each end. And if you measure that, then you're going to have a perfect, once you crease it, then you just go ahead and push it down like this. You push it down like this.
And it'll work. You won't be
Yeah, you're not going to be cutting extra.
Look at that.
And isn't it all with the crease too, to just make it look kind of professional, kind of nice?
Well, what you want to do at the end, this is the professional trick. Take your fingers and just crease it all the way around, and then it gives it that tailored uniform. But you can get perfect
it looks
corners.
great.
And this is just inexpensive $1 paper.
And the other thing, if you flip it over, tell us about this crease and how you hide it. You know, everyone loves to look at that because it looks like you got it done at a store, but just tuck it under.
Right, I like to take the paper and I like to fold. I don't like exposed edges, and I like invisible tape, the double stick tape. So
that is nice.
That's because I don't like the tape just sticking out. So you just fold it like this. And so when you bring it up around the box and you put the tape, it's just a nice, invisible, tailored, it's like a seam almost. So that's really pretty.
And of course, the sides that lay so flat like that because it's measured perfectly, that's always harder to achieve when you don't have a box to work with, isn't it?
Right.
You're dealing with some lumpy things or things that are irregular.
Absolutely. You can do creative things. Like I have examples of all boxes, but I have instructions on my website, giftdecorating.com, of how to do like cylinders and different things. So if you want to do that.
Especially when it comes to like kids' toys and things like that.
Right.
All shapes and sizes.
Or you could do a gift bag.
The other thing about this is you've got this color theme going on. I mean, the ribbon, look how perfectly that goes with the paper. It's got the
that's what I like to do.
Orangish rust tone plus kind of the goldy tone.
Right, I like to do it. And I actually have 3 different versions of that. So what I like to do is texture is really important to me. Different textures, different elements found around the house. Like this one right here, this is an example of wrapping the inside of a box. You wrap the outside of a box and someone opens it up and they're like, wow, or when you're shipping something and they see this beautiful tissue around. Now I like the crinkled tissue look because I love texture, so I like to wrap with just plain tissue sometimes.
That's a perfect thing to do because if you want to recycle and things like that, how much crinkled tissue do you have around? And sometimes you don't want to use it in a gift bag because it looks worn. And that looks great there.
And then what you do, the easiest way to reuse the tissue, here, let me show you how to do this. You can just crumble it up. Great stress reliever, you know? Crumble it all up, and then you smooth it out with your hands. And it gives like a uniform. And I've done that with this. This is actually all recycled items. I use leftover scraps. This is good to do with the kids. You just cut out ornament shapes, use glitter glue, little pieces of leftover ribbon. I save everything. A lot of this stuff is just reused pieces that I had. If you have odd shapes, you can make these gift bags.
You made this bag.
I made this bag. This is reused pieces. This is my crinkled tissue, leftover wrapping paper.
That looks nice.
This is crinkled, reused. You know, you get these gift bags that has all that tissue in there. I just crinkled it more and put it inside. And then I did the theme Santa bag. So you can do that ahead of time.
With the fur over here.
That's just felt, bells, fur. You could put odd-shaped gifts in there, and then it jingles.
Very
and it's
cute.
fun.
Yeah, gift bags are your friend if you don't want to delve into making the creases look great, right?
Here's another one, ornaments. You can just glue an ornament on, because people are afraid of bows. They're like, I can't wrap a gift because I don't know how to make a bow. I don't really make bows either because I think there's a lot of interesting things you can do besides a bow, like gluing an ornament on there.
That is like having a piece of jewelry on the outside that's gorgeous.
And then they can just take this and use it as an ornament, so it's an extra surprise.
An extra gift.
Yeah, absolutely. Or
So
flowers.
you go out and buy extra ornaments to use for your wrapping?
Yeah, I do. Or it's something that you have an odd one, you change your theme, you have these extra ornaments, glue them on your gifts. You know, that's a good
Perfect.
thing.
I love
that idea.
Flowers.
This one right here is catching my eye.
It's a tower of treats.
Yes. Well, if you have multiple gifts to give to somebody, you buy this inexpensive mini treetop ornament. I just put that on there. And then just little ornaments, you just hang it, and it looks like a Christmas tree.
This way you don't have to do
Adorable.
that perfect bow because you can
No.
buy this ribbon
Right.
and then just kind of dress it up with that.
Right. And craft stores have the greatest sales. Wired ribbon is everyone's friend because you can just mold it and fix it. And everything always seems to be 50% off when I go in there. So I'm like, okay, this is
They
is
make
easy.
you want to buy.
I know.
I know
And
it.
another thing I like to do is I like to put pictures on presents, which is fun because you can either just give a fun present to somebody and they're like, wow, look at the beautiful picture, and then they keep it. Or if sometimes I forget who I wrapped it for, if I put their picture on, I'm like, oh, it's for this person.
You don't need those name tags. You never have enough name tags.
I know.
Or I find that on Christmas morning. I'm like, I think this is yours. Here, open it.
How adorable is and you know, a grandparent would love something like that with
I
their
know.
grandkid on it.
I know. But see, that's a great idea. The other thing I like to do is decorate with flowers. All this is very inexpensive. This present right here probably cost me 50 cents to wrap.
Really?
Inexpensive
That's
wrapping
awesome.
paper.
If you went somewhere to have that done professionally, they would charge you at least $10 to have
Yeah.
it.
Exactly, they would. Flowers. I bought this on sale. I just cut 2 flowers. You can just pull them off of here, glue them on. It's
There you
really
go.
easy.
There you
It's
go.
almost as fast as putting on one of those stick-on blob, plastic bows. You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking
yeah.
about?
And look how
It's
much
almost-
better it looks.
Yeah, and then the other thing I like to do is you can actually take something like this and just cut a few petals off of it. Because this is a more expensive flower, but I put these petals on here and actually have some showing in the front. And this was actually a very popular design of mine.
Really brings it all together from the ribbon to the wrapping.
Now, do you use a glue gun to attach that?
I actually use craft glue. Sometimes I'll use a glue gun. I'm kind of afraid of glue guns because I'm afraid I'm going to forget to unplug it. You know what I mean?
They do
And
get
I always burn my finger. so.
Before you go, what are these little things over here that are so
Little
cute?
baubles?
Yeah, those are actually, I have,
They got pebbles on them, and
I
what
rolled
is
my
that? A little
piece
pine cone? Little
that
acorn?
is it's a
Some
little
yarn?
pine cone. I use,
So you put the
actually,
I know what this is. It's a toilet roll wrap.
no, it's a wrapping paper roll. Basically what I do is I cut a piece. I like to use the extra wrapping. You have all these extra rolls. What do you do with them? So I cut, with just scissors, I cut it off, and then you make a little pillow box. And then you just
Totally using every inch of
So
what you buy.
amazing.
reusing.
Great idea.
And then one last thing I would like to say is don't you hate it when you have a really large item and you use a whole roll of wrapping paper? This is an idea that I have where you print out right there, you print out a picture of what it is, and then it's almost like a little treasure hunt, and then you put it in a box and then wrap the box.
Which would be great for kids.
Yeah, or big kids.
Big kids with the guitar. Gina, thanks for coming
Thanks a
in.
lot.
Happy
Great idea.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
It's a great idea.